Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. This public meeting is being recorded in accordance with Montana law. All those in attendance are advised that the public portions of this meeting will be recorded in audio and video format. By remaining in the meeting, those present consent to being recorded and displayed in footage that will be posted on the school district's website. Please contact the district office if you have any questions concerning the Hamilton School District's reporting obligations under Montana's open meeting law. Okay, just a moment. What Eli is missing right now. We do have an updated personnel report in here, so that's the only change to the agenda, and I don't think there's any other things that we need to change to the agenda. Okay, and that will actually take care of the termination hearing at the end. So that will also be not on the agenda because of the change in the personnel report. So first things, public comment on matters not on the agenda. Anybody? Yes, ma'am? Please, yeah, please say your name and all of that. Please talk about it.
Hi, I'm Jessica Weissel, and I am a teacher at the Hamilton Middle School, and I teach a leadership class, and the leadership class likes to do projects that would kind of benefit our school district, and our students are interested in painting a mural on the exterior of our building, and we have 3 different ideas to propose as to types of murals. With me is Willow, who's one of the students in the class, and she wants to share some of the ideas too. We have handouts, so I don't know the best way to hand them out to everyone.
If you hand them to Kathy, you can split them all around. Thank you.
Yeah, good question.
Our main mural proposal is that on the pod of our building on the west side, we spray paint We Are HMS with the Hamilton Falls logo.
And the picture, like a digitally created picture of it, is on the first handout comes through.
We are hoping to make it so that the pod looks more like it's a part of our building and classes are being held in there, because people who aren't familiar with school do believe that it is just a storage unit and it isn't active learning environment for us. And then we also have planned, or hoping to have a mural on the exterior gym wall facing the playground. We have 2 ideas. Our main ropes are the one that's currently being passed out that our teacher, Miss Clark, drew a sketch of. They represents like the vineyard with like the state flower, state fossil, and things like that represent our state and community. We also have another idea, if that one would work, which is the brick by brick mural. Each year, the 8th grade class would get to sketch out a mural, and that leadership class would then transfer the picture to the wall, and over the years, it become a mural of different people's art styles that they would do as a group.
I'm hard of hearing. What part of the building does you have a mural?
The first one is the pod, the second one is the exterior part of the gym.
Facing the playground.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of timeline are you looking at?
We are hoping that we can get it done before the end of the school year, but that would depend upon approval and when our supplies would arrive, depending on which murals. We would need to order stencils for the one for the pod. For the one for the brick wall, we would just need time to do some power washing and priming, and then we can paint the mural.
Any additional questions for these guys? So during public comment, we can't make any action, I'm sorry, but we can discuss, we do have a board meeting next time. If the agenda item comes up, we can talk about that on the 20th, so that'll be closest to me if it comes up as an agenda item. But thank you for presenting, really appreciate it. Thank you, Will. Thank you. Okay. All right, any other public comments that are on the agenda? All right, we'll move on to the first one, which which we have a big audience for, which is all the Golden Apple. So I will turn it over to you and go ahead and give it,
Okay, so first thing is there's a big crowd. Those of you that were in attendance tonight, thank you for coming. You don't have to stay the whole time if you don't want to. But we'd love to have you.
That's our gift to you.
So,
Except for that guy over there.
first up, and Christine is gonna take you outside after we introduce you and get a picture of you. So, first up is Marie Antonoli.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Better
And
have
thank
Fox
you
too.
to Kathy for starting this tradition. We're thinking maybe around 2018, appreciate that.
Okay, next, Debbie Ashmore.
Thank you.
Christine Danby. And Mel Conan. All right, is, Roger's not here?
Roger is not here.
Okay. Oh, all right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That's it.
Okay, all right, and at her last trustee meeting, Jenny Seaver.
I'll stretch on that. Yeah, we do all that fun stuff. So, cool. All of it just ran out the door, but they were amazing teachers. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your service. Surviving through all the fun that is COVID and everything else. So.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. So, cool. All right. Do we have student council? We do not. Let's see. So, okay, perfect. We'll get rolling through all the other ones. So, food service.
Not much going on, just serve over 900 meals a day. 6%, almost 6% of our food procurement was local food. We're just getting ready for a summer feeding program, and then we have an agenda. So, any questions?
Food service. All right, move on. Tech.
Good evening, everybody. Just a couple of things to highlight on the report you have there in your packet. We did receive part of our approval for the year 8 funding. I think USAC is just moving a little bit more slowly through that process compared with previous years. I know there's been some shifts there internally from what I hear from our consultant, but we don't expect any issues with that. But that we do have this partial approval at this point for category 1. Which is basically our internet. We're still waiting for approval on category 2, which is our network support and hardware. You do have a digital privacy agreement for Kahoot. Some of the teachers that just left could probably explain better than I could what a Kahoot is, but I believe it's a testing platform and activity platform that you can basically deploy to the students. So we do finally have a digital privacy agreement from them. And I also would like to point out the fact that we did have some unique challenges this year with Chromebooks. Google is making some significant changes to the Chrome OS platform, and it is having a bit of an impact on our learning environment. They've started making some changes to the security within the Google workspace and the apps that you use. They've also made some pretty significant changes to the Chrome browser that we're all familiar with and is the primary tool on a Chromebook. I want to give a shout out to Pepper Herrera in the middle school, to Pam Van Zant and Angie Fett, and obviously my colleague Seth. We did quite a bit of manually rebooting and updating those devices, and those 4 individuals play a crucial role in that. So I just want to give a formal shout out on the fact that we had some tremendous support to get over a hurdle. But my understanding is from the administrators, testing seemed to go off pretty well with all the online testing. And we're just at the tail end of that, if I'm not mistaken, right? And things seem to have gone pretty smoothly. So those 4 individuals had a big part in that, and I just wanted to give a shout out. Other than that, not a whole lot to highlight other than what you see in the report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Tech? All right, thank you, sir. Finance report.
So in your packet, you got the claim information for April. Wanted to note some donations. We did have an anonymous $500 donation to help with outstanding meal debt. And Keith and Carla Hansen donated $1,000 for softball. High school FFE donated funds for the high school and middle school staff appreciation. And then the RAP Family Foundation donated funds for the Keystone supplies and daily swim program. And I also wanted to note, and you'll see later, we're starting the 26, 27 out-of-district tuition fund. So the out-of-district tuition approvals for those students. So you've got a long list in the pink packet. I'd also like to note we had some staff that have been writing grants that have received awards. Dan Kinsey wrote a grant for the school safety professional development. So 4 staff can attend the Jeremy Bullock Safe School Summit in Butte in August. And then Brian Dufresne has received $400 from OPI for Keystone staff to attend the summer conference in June. And then there was also a $40,000 donation for from the Jane Keeman Foundation, $20,000 for the Keystone program, and then $20,000 for the high school for Project Lead the Way credit recovery in the Fab Lab. So thank you for their efforts and to all the donations and grants that we received.
That's awesome. Cool. All right, any questions for finance? All right, keep on rolling on. Maintenance custodian? There it is.
Got moved. Lot of, with spring sports, that takes a lot of our time. I mean, me and my group and Tom and his guys, there's a lot going on, so a lot of grounds, a lot of work to get all the sports going. And then with the hot, cold weather, the HVAC system doesn't know what to do, so it's a lot of trying to keep up with that, cleaning water lines and that stuff. We're trying to keep the building cool. Right now, if we're losing, but getting close.
Perfect. All right, any questions for maintenance custodial? Not transportation, grounds?
Transportation wise, as always, the springtime's crazy. We're running all over the place, sports, field trips. This last weekend with, hoping I'll steal our thunder here, Friday through Monday, they just got back, the 4th graders just got back from Yellowstone on that trip. The high school class without walls was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They just got back from Yellowstone also. On a good note, today, the one bus we've been working on for literally a year now for getting a new motor put in, I just brought her home today. So that was great to get it home. Grounds wise, we're kind of setting up for as soon as school's out, we'll spray the entire district. Talked to Travis today. We're trying to get the softball field sprayed beforehand, trying to find this little window before kind of setting up for state. And like Jamie said, there's everything else that sports, everything's going crazy with that, trying to keep up, and with grounds trying to, kind of prep for graduation over there as well, so we're set. But other than that, the best news of all is that Jen and I graduated 2 weeks ago today as a grandparent, so. Jen, you little granddaughter.
questions of the grandchild? For-
Sorry, I had to throw that in.
So, perfect. Legal?
I cannot follow that. I have a lot of different things going on. We've been working on negotiations, a lot of HR matters coming in at this time of year, and a lot of student stuff going on too. So just trying to land it here at the end of the year, get our students out and safely to summer. I also do have a litigation update for the board. I won't go into too many details, but we had a really favorable resolution of the one case that we have filed right now. So that's super positive, and I'm really happy with the way that it wrapped up.
Excellent, fantastic. Good. All right, we'll move on to principals, athletic directors, last one that way, so then you guys go first. You're up. Go ahead.
All right. I wrote this board report before we went to Yellowstone, so now we've had both groups of fourth graders return from Yellowstone. Both were great trips. We saw lots of super cool animals. We saw 2 bears sparring at the last trip, which was from a very, very safe distance, just so. So that was pretty incredible for our students. Additionally, we now have 100 kids signed up for Summer Feast On, which is great. So we're good to go there and ready to start. And we currently have 83 kindergartners signed up for next fall, which is slightly higher than last year. So that's all good news. And finally, today and tomorrow are planting days at the Daily Garden. So we're super excited about that. That garden has just really grown into something super amazing. So we're pretty proud of the garden and the garden committee.
All right, any questions for David? Middle school?
Okay, just a couple of highlights to add to what is in the board report. Our 6th grade students in adventure-based math, the report there talks about the budget that they worked on. And as their culminating activity this week, they went to the grocery store to shop according to their budgets and see how far their dollars were stretched. So they had a really good time doing that. I do want to thank the community partners that worked with us on the reunification drill from last month. We did send out surveys to the parents who participated, and overwhelmingly it was favorable for how smoothly it went. However, we worked together and the communication piece. So we have a few things to work on, but mostly the response was very positive for the way it was handled. And the Ravalli County DUI task force came out to our school, set up a drunk driving test course for our 7th and 8th grade students, and 8th grade students were able to put on the impaired eyesight goggles and drive side by side around a very small course and run over cones to see how they really can't drive if they are impaired. So our students had a really great time with that and hopefully learned some things as well.
Fantastic. All right, any questions about the middle school? All right. High school, you don't want to do?
The board report is in your packet. It's the end of the year. We have Blue on Friday and teacher skits, or next Monday, sorry. You can see the senior stuff is in there as well. And we'll be sending out the testing schedule for the freshmen and sophomores and juniors on the 18th for the finals. That's it. It's crazy.
Crazy.
What was for breakfast this morning?
Yeah, I had 40 kids in my yard this morning. So I decided, with the help of my wife, we fed them upgrade pancakes. So it was good.
Want to see the
It's
picture?
a lot of fun. I have some.
I know. So, I like the shuttling is what I heard too.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy. They have to walk some miles back to their cars.
So, cool. All right, any questions for high school? All right. Activities?
Yeah, we're just wrapping up spring sports, all of our activities. With all the different state events, they're all in the board report. Just the main one for us to think about is our state softball hosting it here. So big event for us coming up at the end of the month, and a lot of work and a lot of great people to help us out. So it'll be a good weekend.
Fantastic. All right, any questions about activities? All right, all the time?
Yeah, just in the board report, just highlighting the AP test. We are right in the thick of it. We're actually just about done. We'll wrap up with the regular testing. We'll have some late testing next week. Students are doing great work. They have to show up a little early to these things, and obviously they work all year preparing themselves. Teachers do a phenomenal job, and their dedication to showing up and just doing an excellent job on a really rigorous exam is awesome to see. It's also important to know that the 106 students taking tests, the Advanced Opportunities Grant is offsetting $8,500 in expenses for families, covering about half of our AP fees. So that's pretty exciting, in addition to the number that I shared, last month with dual enrollment. It's just important that we recognize how much we are supporting those students with that grant. When I wrote this report, I hadn't done the forklift certification training with Grip Safety and Pigman Builders, but it went really well. It was great. It was really nice to have that access through the VBIA to Grip Safety. Next year, there's an opportunity we can do, man lift training, some scaffolding, ladders, stairs, continue to have access to forklift, CPR. So, and it's on a rotating schedule, so we can just kind of send kids when Monty is in town for those trainings, and always kind of recognizing that the industry partners, if they fill it up, and we'll hit the next one. In addition to that, I didn't know, we did get 2 kids that got the Department of Labor and Industry pre-apprenticeship certificate for the construction technology pathway we have set up, or pre-apprenticeship pathway that we have set up. Mr. Hafley has worked really hard with DLI and our team to identify what that will look like and get it in place. And then we did have 2 kids that were eligible this year that were seniors that decided to apply, and they got approved. So pretty excited about that development, and hopefully we'll get some more of those in place next year. We're still not, we're not on the registry. We've applied to be on the registry for CT equivalency credits, and we have a process for how to input the data for future ready payments. And that's going to be quite a bit of work for our team, but it has been laid out by OPI on how we're going to report that information. That's it.
Perfect. All right, any questions about Polytech? All right, keep moving on, you're up. Okay, so Bridge Health. So the enrollment process has started here in the district. So Jen Pitzinger has been busy meeting with folks and getting information out. Our insurance reps, Beth Bordeaux, Amy Corser, have been on campus to help staff with questions related to their specific health concerns or benefit questions. So that's going well, but we have a ways to go to get everybody enrolled. And that's coming quickly at the end of the week. We have been discussing a partnership with the Montana Educational Curriculum Consortium. This is something that has come out of our Cognia conversation, and we felt like we needed some guidance on leading through our curriculum and improving our curriculum. What are our expectations, and working on proficiency scales and progressions with students. So that is something that will come on the agenda next time for your approval. It is a very cost-effective partnership, and we've got a proposed professional development opportunity that includes our administrators, and will then fold in our teachers into that process as well. So excited to have that partnership, and look forward to that. Strategic planning, still continuing to talk about our relationship with stakeholders. Some of our recent survey results are really interesting. So students selected these 4 words to describe, these were the most selective words to describe adults at school. They described them as respectful, helpful, supportive, and brief. So there's always one in there that you just go, okay, I'm not sure what that one means, but we have been discussing that. The students describe how they feel at school. The top 4 words are bored, tired, happy, and challenged. Perplexing a little bit, because it's just interesting. So it leads us to this conversation about how do we understand that better? How do we meet with kids to dig into that and say, what do you mean by that? So we've had some good, fun conversations about that sort of thing. Staff survey results, 99%, this is a good thing, percent of our staff believe that students are learning. Their interactions with each other are most described as supportive, helpful, and respectful. So good trends, good information, but there's more to learn from all of that. And so it's part of a bigger picture on us really strengthening the relationships of all of our stakeholders and getting into a position of a stronger position with everybody. We are in the midst of classified negotiations. We, matter of fact, met this afternoon before this meeting. We are scheduled to reconvene again on May 18th. And so May 18th will hopefully get a little bit closer to the end line, but we're working through some conversation and it's going well. In your packet, there is a proposed calendar for the 27-28 school year, so a little ways out. This calendar represents a collaboration between the administrative team, the unions had some input on various aspects of the calendar, and so it is there for your review. We will bring this back for consideration for approval at the June meeting, but this gives you an advanced look at what the calendar looks like today. Levy results, and I was going to talk about this in two different spots, but I'll just do this now. So obviously the results for the levy were disappointing. I think there were a lot of people that put in a tremendous amount of effort and thought and consideration, but ultimately we had 40% who were in favor and 60% who were not, which is very similar to the result that we received in our campaign for the bond. Very close, or very similar anyway. So the questions that I've been thinking about is, you know, what is our status, or how do we exist in the community? And how do we want to exist in the community? So where are we now? Where do we want to go? I don't know that you can pinpoint this is the cause or this is the result. But I don't think, you know, our current situation economically is helpful. But that might not be the entire picture. So 12,000 residents roughly in our district. The voter turnout was 29%, so 3,700 voters in that turnout. So that is pretty typical in an election, but it's low. 800 to 1,000 households. Generally, 1 in 5 of those households have children. So when you think about that, 80% of our homes don't have any necessarily, they're not necessarily attached to school. So who knows, really? It's just information. Who knows exactly what is behind that, but there could be a number of things. But that's my report. Not to be a downer on that one.
Fantastic. Okay. Any questions for Dave? All right, board committee going is the negotiations that we had, didn't have purposes fund, so nothing to report, we're supposed to work on negotiations. So next one is consent agenda, so in your board packet, you have personnel report minutes, claims and warrants, district students, which is the pink sheets, all that kind of stuff. Any comments on the consent agenda? Any comments for you on the consent agenda?
No, just that it's updated.
Yeah, it's updated.
And it eliminates the hearing at the end of the meeting, so.
Okay, if not, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Can I get a second? Second. Okay, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, the Padel report. Updates on that?
No updates, no status updates on that.
Report. So this is the trustee and levy election stuff?
Yes, so at this point, I'll be a little more positive. So congratulations to Eli Johnson, who was reelected, and Marissa. Now you gotta say your last name, Marissa, because I'm gonna need to learn how to say this.
Ninehouse.
Ninehouse, okay. Congratulations to the two of you. They will welcome back and welcome to the board. And our reorganization meeting will be on May 20th.
All right, perfect, just information, 2022 audit, are we still missing it?
Still missing it. It is in, what are we calling it now, Kathy? Document prep. So it's coming.
Okay,
So,
Just to be clear, this is 2022, not 2025.
2022.
So we're waiting on
Waiting
2023, 2024, and 2025.
And 2022 has to be done before any of the others. Sure.
23, 24 is supposed to be a combined one.
Would take twice as long.
We'll have those about 2030.
Got it.
yeah, so, still waiting. All right, so, on we march. Next one is an MOU with Curious Minds Acton Academy as a reunification location for Keystone. Just to give a brief one.
It's just a safety evacuation site for our Keystone program. We do this and have this planning in place for all of our sites, so this is just a typical thing that we do.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve this MOU?
So
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Perfect, next one, out-of-state travel for the senior class of triple play, Hayden Lake, Idaho, on the 26th, May, on the 22nd of 26. So,
Yeah, it's a tough day for the trip. We have a lot of our athletic teams are in competition that day. But Ms. Sager and Ms. James are gonna take those that are willing to go and take them for a fun day to triple play.
can I get a motion to approve this out-of-state travel to triple play? So moved. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. All right, next one is approved for out-of-state travel for Carolyn Grimm and Jessica Beisel, who just left, to attend the National Association for Gifted Conference in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, November 4 to 8, paid by the GTGF. I don't know what that's what I said. So, easy. Can I get a motion to approve this travel for these two teachers? So moved. Can I get a second? Second. Okay, any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Perfect. Resolution for authorize county to run school elections for the 26-27 school year. This is what we normally do. Motion to approve this. So moved. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, we don't want to do this. So, all right. No comments, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. All right. Next one, proclamation for the need of a budget amendment to enforce the district that cannot be posted until the next school year. Kathy, do you want to run down just so everybody's aware?
So the process to do a budget amendment takes 2 board meetings. We need to proclaim the need and then adopt the resolution. And this is to ensure that we have the budget authority to complete basically the year-end payroll. With the changes in the certified contract, we need to ensure that we have the funds there to finish payroll for this year.
Do this often, just to make sure. So,
If it's not necessary, we don't spend it. It's more of a precautionary sort of, here we have this just in case. But, yeah, so if it's not necessary, we don't spend it.
Right, and the final payroll will be in June, and that doesn't give us the time to complete this process.
okay. Can I get a motion to have a proclamation for the budget amendment? Can I get a second? Second. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Perfect. Next one, request for the middle school library to maintain and/or refresh the fiction collection. So, pretty.
Yeah, I don't know if Andrea wants to jump onto it, but there's some texts and some library books that have not been checked out for many, many years. And just looking to weed those and discard those because the students don't find them interesting and like to be replaced with things that they do find interesting. So, anything more to add?
And Ms. Emerson would just like the opportunity to offer those books that are being weeded out to teachers and the students to take for their personal collections and then donate them to other entities at that time.
Sounds good. Can we get a motion to approve this request? Can I get a second? Second. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Next one is approval to allow camping in the designated areas on HSD3 property for swim meets and softball, baseball tournaments in the summer. States to be determined with written approval by the superintendent. You have to follow all the other rules that go along with that. So, what are those areas?
It just depends on what event it is, what's going on and stuff, so.
Swim meets always in
Swim
the
meets-
softball parking lot.
Yeah, right there, the baseball or the softball ones where we park the buses for the state softball. program. So that's one we've done the last few years. We just need approval to do, make sure that we can have those outside organizations camp there for those events.
So we have an insurance coverage situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we put out porta pots and stuff at all for that?
Sounds good. All right. Can I get a motion to approve the camping?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Yep. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Okay. Next one, approval for the MOU with the Yellowstone Boys and Girls Ranch Parade, basically children's mental health services for the next year. So this is what we'll be using.
Yeah, so I just want to point out, there is one area that we've worked through, and it's not perfect, but it's the technology section number 4. The Yellowstone Boys and Girls Ranch is satisfied with our current arrangement. Mike and I met with their technology folks and their administrators and talked through this. They are satisfied with how we do this, but as technology changes, there are some things that if we change, that we couldn't necessarily guarantee, which would have to bring us back to the table to have a conversation about how to handle that. So that is in the technology area, and I don't want to get too techie with it, but that's, Mike's comfortable with that, I'm comfortable with that, their group is comfortable with it. Essentially, we're continuing to work with them to provide a mental health service to our students.
That's good. All right. Perfect. Any comments before? All right. Can I get a motion to approve the MOU with the Yellowstone Boys and Girls Ranch?
So.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Perfect. Any other discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Okay. Next one is, as we talked about, the Montana Data Privacy Agreement with Kahoot. So can I get a motion to approve this privacy agreement?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion besides who's going to win? It's a game. So, all right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Okay. Next one, request authorization for purchase of new food service truck in excess of policy 7320. So just move food around.
Yes, so that vehicle is on life support, and is needing to be, we need to be looking for a replacement for that. Funding for that, Kathy, would be out of,
Food service.
yeah, so,
Perfect. So can I get a motion to authorize the purchase of this truck?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Perfect. All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Okay. We talked about academic calendar.
yeah, so that is in your packet for discussion informational item today. We'll bring that back in June for consideration for approval.
There's a colored copy at your desk, so you can see. It makes more sense when it's color coded.
So any points of, Marlon, you still running the calendar committee?
No, Eric has taken over, but
Oh.
I surrendered it. But I will speak to one of the big changes is we moved our all PIR days to the Thursday and Friday of the fair. That just seems to be, makes more sense than having them on the 12th or 13th. Other than that, it's real similar to what we've done in the past 2 or 3 years.
October day. I mean, it is the October conference
That's
days.
that's like what, fall, right, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The opening of the deer hunt, that we don't call the opening of the deer hunt.
Correct.
Okay.
And Eli, those days haven't been announced for this calendar year yet, which is why there's.
I was wondering why there was a question mark and no color coding on there.
Yeah, so.
I can tell you when the opening of the rifle gun is.
Is that correct?
I think that's how,
It's usually-
I know that's how 3 other states do it. You're gonna ask Tom right behind you.
Perfect. All right. Sounds good. We'll see you again. Okay, charter school stuff. We did the update. We need some approval for summer internships.
Yeah, if, this gives us the ability to run internships. We had a promising meeting today with Nick Matthews with the Jolly County Maintenance Department, and some potential maybe for a couple kids in a summer internship there. Last summer we did one with Daily Mansion, so there won't be many, but this gives the ability to do them if the opportunity arises.
Sounds good. Can I get a motion to approve the summer internships offered through Polytech?
So moved.
Can I get a second? Okay, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Perfect, next one, performance reports for the annual charter school performance framework.
So the performance framework, this is a summary. There's the open-ended questions at the bottom are available for you to review and read. You can see we've made a lot of growth at the middle school from 24 to 25, 25 to 26. 24 to 25, 25 to 26, the high school level, things are looking pretty strong. One of our areas where we need to see some improvement is just our data collection with math. Primarily because with transitions from the high school to the Polytech or maybe just with attendance issues, we had some gaps in the testing windows, the amount of time that occurred between one test to another. So I feel like that's something we worked towards shoring up here this year. And then you'll know we did not meet standard, which is the indicator for recurrent enrollment. And in talking to the Board of Education, Representative Leanne Munkris and McCall Flynn, they've advised that we just request to resubmit our projected yearly enrollment, as when we filled out our initial application for the contract, we said that the high school would be at about 80 students, and that hasn't been true either year. The first year we were, actually our count was in the 300s because we had dual enrollment, and then this year we were in the mid-60s. So that's going to be a hard one to be within 95% of year to year, no matter what we do, even if we're dialed year to year, knowing exactly, kind of the program doesn't change much. So there is discussion at the board level on how to approach that standard, or if that standard is even going to still be there. So we were one of many schools to not meet that standard, and so they're really looking at revisiting that. Otherwise, I'm happy to take any questions, but this is just something we have to sign tonight and submit, and then we move on to next year.
Sounds good. Any questions? How do you guys are liking, just out of curiosity, the Cognia stuff with the Polytech?
I think it fits right in because the Future Ready initiative fits right into a lot of the work that Ryan is doing and College and Career Ready. So that Future Ready goal that we set earlier, I think aligns beautifully to that. So that's a good aspect of that.
Awesome. So, cool. All right. So need a motion to approve this performance report. So, can I give somebody a second? Second. Okay. All right. Any discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Okay. Next one, superintendent contract negotiations. Consider for modification of the superintendent contract. So, what we were going to do, if you all remember, is in discussion is to extend his contract so his next year will be, we're not beginning of a 3-year contract, so it'll be extended 2 years. That's the purpose. So I think you're on a 2-year contract, so you'll be good to go for the full 3 years, starting in July. So, any other discussion on anything else? Sound good? All right. If that's all the things, I need a motion to approve that consideration. Can I get a second? Okay, any other discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. All right. Next one, first reading, revision to E205, meal charges.
Kevin, do you want to on the policy change?
I think basically it's a change to what it was before we changed the policy. So this is another one that we have discovered
Gotcha.
that we lost because, and I hope the board remembers, because we had the discussion of adding basically taking to, sending to collections if we had some parents, but it needs to come to the board for board approval before that is done. And so this is basically just getting us back to what it had been in the past.
Sounds good.
And then,
Second read this thing, or can we, since it's just,
I think we do because it's not legally required, so, sorry.
it's okay, just bring it back next time.
and then we'll need some discussion on what that amount is to send to collection, but that's, you know, a governance committee discussion that we'll do, but we do have some families that are
Getting up there.
struggling.
Yeah, so, all right, yeah, we can discuss that more. Okay. Yeah, so I'm sure they can get us, or you guys can get us the data on it.
Yeah, so right now, the outstanding debt is about 14,000.
So, yeah, so, okay, yeah, we've had lots of discussion on this, unfortunately. It doesn't go away. So, okay, perfect. Nothing on the termination here, we're good on that. So that's all we have in the board report. That's all. Anybody other questions? Thanks again, Jenny. Go tomato, get you on the way out, so you can get away from us. So, all right, that's it. Thanks, everyone. Pretty good.
I'm sorry.